v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
Alright, we're back. We're doing another post-commentary video for a Huntress match I recorded. This was recorded during a Discord voice chat with a couple of you guys, a part of the Discord. So if you want to be a part of the Discord, go ahead and check the description to join. And also, you can see other links to support the channel while we make our way back to the light. So, you know, once again, doing some Huntress today, man. One of the most fun characters I've picked up as of late. I would say that I am, you know, also on the controller, so it could definitely be considered a little bit more difficult to play Huntress, considering, you know, like flicks may be a little bit more tricky, and just overall having your aim with the character like this. Now we also have the mobility modifier, like the super fast mobility for everybody in the lobby. Does mean that we can kind of M1 a little bit more. Because it is a bit tricky when you are using your power in situations like this. When you do have like the super speed, you know. I've noticed that even like with Pyramid Head, like they tend to just kind of outrun your power. So when that kind of happens, you just want to M1 usually. That's just going to be your best bet, because you also get extended lunge because of the movement speed. Now here I was trying to kind of utilize some more mind games and stuff like that, trying to get a prediction shot there. Could have sworn I would have been the hit right there, but just was unlucky there. We're focused on trying to practice our shots, because that's mainly, you know, what I find more, you know, to be fun about playing Huntress and stuff like that, especially Death Slinger. Other range killers is definitely just trying to land shots. Now, we got the heal you, expose you thing, so that is a bit unfortunate, as we don't really have the speed to catch up to any survivors, so we try to go ahead and grab the invitation. Can help break some pallets a little bit sooner. Now, you also notice that I am probably running Enduring, and I run that on every build in this event because of the fact that they can keep continuously respawning pallets, and a lot of them can kind of spawn next to each other, so you kind of can end up in a situation where you just cannot... you can't really like pass, you know, through certain tiles without getting like double, triple stunned, you know. And it is but it does depend like map to map. A good example of that, I would say, is RPD at the very front with the desk. There's like 2 pallet spawns, so they can actually kind of just chain the 2 of them, and it can be very difficult to be able to catch up to people if you don't have Enduring. Now, if you do have an invitation, you activate it, and it does provide the Enduring effect. It does say that it reduces the stun, like any stun, so I've also noticed that it does work on Decisive, I believe. I think if you're able to just kind of time it. But it can be a little tricky, so it is hard to say. But overall, I would say that... you know, at the start of the match, it definitely was a bit more tricky. I feel like that would have kind of connected if I had charged it a little bit sooner. But the other, it's kind of a weird thing with Huntress. It's like if you throw like just without charging, it's very slow, and kind of has an arc to it. If you charge it all the way up, it's you know, a little bit more precise and quick. So kind of finding the middle ground and getting used to that is sort of what can separate you know, new Huntresses from, like, I guess the mid-level Huntress, and even more so to the high-level Huntress when they really get into that level there. But I don't know what happened, because I think I was able to flick a little bit more with Huntress, you know, a little while ago. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Maybe it could be a little bit of rust kicking in, you know. That could also be a possibility. We're already at the 2-gen mark. And it seems like things are bleak, right? We haven't gotten any hooks or any downs, but that doesn't mean anything. And that's why we're watching this video, because we're definitely going to show just the sheer power of never giving up, the power of regression, even nowadays, strategic plays, and awareness all coming into play, because normally you would argue maybe the average Huntress may lose this match, but we're not the average Huntress. So, and we also have the awareness Now, obviously, here they just got the first unhook, so we just go ahead and get the hit on them. Ended up hitting the endurance, mainly for the practice shot, because I figured we might end up losing the match. So what I'm going to do is try to get some shots in. That's the whole point. You know, we want to practice. They ran in front of me, so that's perfect for me. Get the free down. We get the pickup. They try to blind, doesn't matter. We just immediately throw them on a hook, and that means they go to the basement. So now, because they decided to stay close, we got ourselves a free hit. And as you can see, there's a couple of these party pallets just kind of lying around. So it seems like they want to try to use use this loop here. I figured I would at least take the stun and just break the other pallet. Just break them both, you know what I'm saying? Just want to get them out of the way. That is the idea. Just clearing out resources is usually the best thing to do.
Let's go.
Now, I find Greenville to be one of the more difficult maps for Huntress. So I knocked off the endurance so that their speed boost would allow them to run right in front of me. And then that would obviously allow me to just get the down pretty quickly. We just go ahead and pick up Sable this time. We're down to the 1 gen mark. And we just go ahead and put him on a hook. And then we use our pop to go ahead and take out this mid-gen. Now keep in mind that with the gen regression nerfs, it does mean it's a little bit more challenging to get slowdown active. It is a little more challenging to hold the game down, and matches are going to be ending a lot quicker. You're going to end up seeing players that are in the wrong bracket, you would say. Like, there might be toward the mid to high MMR, mainly because of the fact that they just have fast gen speed, and not because of the fact that they are actually supposed to be in that bracket. And that is a side effect of, you know, the game as it is now, as because they decided to nerf all the slowdown. It ends up meaning that they're just going to be people that are just not, like, are in places that are not supposed to be, and they will not be able to leave that bracket because of the way that the MMR functions. They kind of keep you locked in at the high MMR. But that is what I guess behavior wanted or something like that. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, as you can see here, we already cleared out Sable. We got another Sable here that we could just go ahead and place on the hook. So now that's another pain res. So I find that pain res and poppers are pretty good for the range killers nowadays. I normally didn't even run slowdown like beyond, like I never really used pop or pain res. I was deadlock and corrupt. That was my usual combination. But with the gen speed the way it is, I figure that having pop and pain res are going to be the main thing that can hold down the game. And you're noticing even in this match here that a lot of gens are very close to being done. But we try to go. The game isn't over yet. You know what I'm saying? The game isn't over yet because we were able to eliminate that Sable. Now we start the rotation of the hooks. Because this is how they supposedly want you to play. But in this sense, this is exactly how you should be doing this.
This guy is hilarious, bro.
Now, we're staying near this generator because we need to make sure that it regresses. But we knew that somebody was in the area. Apparently, they were just hiding behind the shelf or whatever. They did have, like, dark clothing on. So it does mean that they were able to kind of hide in the shadow a little bit. So, but we were still able to spot them. We go ahead and just immediately predict that they're going to go for the doorway. They have no choice but to go down. And then now we can go ahead and utilize a pain res once again, just to slow down the game even more. Keep in mind that because they're at the end game, they think that they have a very good chance of winning. Mainly because they're healing under hook. They're like popping gens really quick, like they're trying to make sure they progress with gens. Now you do also have to keep in mind that 3-gen mechanic is going to be coming into play. So keep in mind now that we know that like at least 2 of them are running over there due to the party totem thing. I was trying to go for that shot in the doorway. I was just a little bit slow there because I just didn't react accordingly. Now here I normally would have gotten the flick. I'm not too sure what happened. Like my reflexes just ain't what it used to be, I guess. I don't know what happened there. Probably need to play a little more Huntress. Probably need to go for a little bit more flicks. We were able to get the hit there, which means that Quentin should now be able to go save Sable because of the fact that she's about to hit second state. They have that timer going. Now we hit second state for this Sable. We have Pop available again. We start checking on our generators. We figure, well, they haven't been on the gens at all, so we figured that this is a good time. We see Quentin hiding behind the car, so we go for Quentin now. We just want to keep everyone occupied, constantly trade out these hooks. We want to have another person on the hook at all times. I was trying to go for a cheeky shot with the hatchet there, but mainly it seems like they're really greedy with this arcade pallet. They seem pretty greedy, so I was like, alright, that's easy. And then we're just going to go ahead and climb up the stairs to make sure the gen isn't going, which it apparently is again. They tapped it, so we just hit it with pop again. You can. I was trying to actually go down the hole there, but then I realized, wait, I need I need my hatchet, so we got that back up. Now there's 2 people injured. Both gens should be regressing. We kind of figured it might go to the one on my left side because that's the one that had the most progress. They are going for a heal. I was trying to go for a quick shot there. Now my thing was like that I'm noticing is that I'm not paying attention to their patterns. I'm not I wasn't focusing on just on the way that they were dodging. That is something that you really want to do with range killers is keep an eye out for the player you're up against and what are their habits when you are using your power. So that counts for Pyramid Head, Death Slinger, Huntress. You just want to keep an eye out. Be like, okay, well, how are they dodging and what can I do here? Now, we also notice that this Sable is another weakling. And we just go for the same shot we did, I think, either on the same Sable or a different one. And then we just immediately remote hook. Which should send them to the basement. We go ahead and have our pop ready. We reload. They just finished healing, so we're utilizing the healing as a way to slow the game down. Or these saves are going to help slow the game down. Pain Res and Pop are slowing the game down. And it's all in conjunction with each other. We're all utilizing the same strategies. Now, I was taking a look around, but I figured, well, we're going to have to at least go for the hit there. I should have gone for the charge. I ended up using pop there on the gen, but it really wasn't necessary, but I just wanted to make sure I at least used my perk value. But sometimes, as I'd argue, that you don't really need to use the pop if there's just nothing nothing with substantial progress. I would just argue that you really don't need to. If in the flow of the match, I sort of kind of play to the flow of the match. If I just do not have time to kick that gen and I need that survivor out of the game, I will try to at least get the down before I use pop. But on the other hand, having pop and using pop is going to be like one of the most important things to do. We did get the M1 there. It didn't seem like they had balanced landing. And they also go ahead and make the pallet, but it still doesn't seem like they're trying to actually loop. Which is why I've said before that a lot of players end up in brackets that they're not supposed to be in. Mainly because of the fact that, I mean, they can greet a pallet all they want, but they still end up kind of going down. So, and they end up getting eliminated. So, now I won't say that I expect any Sable players to necessarily be that good at looping anyway. But I will say that because of the gen regression nerfs, and if the next patch comes through with the healing changes, it can be a bit of a problem, I would say, especially for the brackets and how it's kind of going here, because a lot of players are kind of ending up in the wrong spot because of the fact that matches are going to be a lot easier for survivors. They're going to be able to utilize a lot of healing perks that got buffed. They're already using a lot of gen perks, Deja Vu, Proof Thyself, just with toolboxes, brand new parts, and just everything. So we kind of know that already. We know what's coming. It's sort of like the dark ages of the game right now. We use our stack of pain res there to blow up the gen, keeping an eye out as to what gen it is. And I feel like we really spaced out our pain reses really effectively. And this is sort of the new combination I'm running. I mean, Enduring is specifically for this event.
Yeah, all the elbow picks will be ready to go, man.
But yeah, usually I would have ran like Deadlock Corrupt. I mean, that was usually like my best combination. I was usually running Spirit Fury Enduring usually on Ghostface and whatnot, because I do find that to be the most effective. But what I will say is that, just because of these changes, man, it's definitely gonna affect a lot of players. So, which, hey, I mean, it is what it is. This is what the game has become. As you can see, it seems like Sable's not really looking back either. You know what I'm saying? Like I've said, there's a lot of people getting shifted.
Took a little while, but we actually made it out.
But who knows, right? I've also heard maybe there is an MMR in the event. Who knows, right? Who knows? Can't trust anything. Can't trust anything. It's all theory crafting. So either way, now we're able to slow the game down enough. This is what I'm saying though. This is what like the combination I've been running. Unless if I'm using an M1 killer, like Pig, I'll be using Painres and I mean I was gonna say Jolt, but I think it's Surge now. That was the combination I run usually. But if it's a range killer, I use Pop just mainly because you're using your M2, and maybe nowhere to hide instead of enduring usually if I can. Now in Pyramid Head's case, I usually run just nowhere to hide because you don't tend to get stunned that often with Pyramid Head. Your power in general doesn't really incentivize like survivors to use pallets that often because of the fact that if they do, they kind of get hit anyway. You guys will probably see more Pyramid Head in the future uploads because I have been really in the lab playing Pyramid Head, trying to get better using him. It is quite challenging to say the least. Now it seems that the survivor decided to kind of crawl off, so that I just kind of let them bleed out. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and just cut forward to the builds, and then we'll go ahead and end the video there. All right, so we can go ahead and just take a quick look at what the builds are. And I will say overall I am getting a little bit better with Huntress each time, so that is good for me. Definitely could have played it a little bit better, of course. But either way, let's go ahead and take a look at the builds real quick. Which they were quite sweaty to say the least. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, subscribe to all the YouTube things for me. Go ahead and check the description for ways to support the channel. Go ahead and join the Discord. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.